Hey guys, welcome back. So we've got another unboxing today. I've got two products here from Realme. Now these are very new. The launch was just like a couple of days ago. I attended it and there were actually three products being launched that day. So you got the first one here obviously is their latest phone, the Realme 7 Pro. Alright, there is the Realme Watch S. And there's also the Realme Buds Wireless Pro, which unfortunately Realme couldn't send to me at this time, but hopefully we will get that later on so we can test that out. But anyway, let's get straight to the unboxing. We'll do the phone first, I think. Alright, so let's try it out. First, the slide test. Oh, that's not bad. So you've got your usual stuff here. There's some documentation. I'm guessing there's a case. Yep. So documentation on the side. You've got a case here. Pretty generic case. We've got the phone as well, obviously. But let's leave the phone to the side first. It's a blue color. Okay, so we'll put that to the side. You also have a USB Type-C cable and a charger. Alright, so this has what Realme calls their super dart charger. So this is actually able to support up to 65 watts of charging. So the given rate was like 0 to 100% in 34 minutes. So that's crazy. I think the OnePlus 8T also has 65 watts of charging, and that's like almost double the price. And yeah, we'll talk about the price of this later on. So anyway, let's put this away and let's go to the phone. Let's remove this, one of my favorite parts of reviewing phones. All right. Okay. So it's got a blue color to it. It's actually, this is a dark blue. I quite like it actually. And if you take a look at it, like this portion here is sort of flipped from the way this is reflected. So if you take a look, that is nice. And I said this before, I've already reviewed a couple of Realme phones and they make some of the nicest bags of phones. The designs are really, really nice. But yeah, so you got your camera module here. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, let's see if it turns on. Okay, so it's got battery. That's great. So we can turn it on. And it already has a screen protector on it. So that's great. And it doesn't feel like those cheap screen protectors. It's quite thick. It might actually be tempered glass, which is great. I mean, you buy the phone, a lot of time, especially if it's brand new, it's hard to find the screen protector. It's hard to find a case. So it's really nice when they have both. But anyway, while we are setting it up, let's very quickly go through some of the important specs. So this has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G. All right, I have some of the details here actually. I believe there are two specifications in terms of the RAM. All right, so in terms of storage, you get 128 gigabytes of storage, which is cool. And then you have the choice between 6 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm not sure which one this is. This is the 8 gigabyte variant, so that's great. And this is going to be a bit annoying to type because I've got a band-aid here on my thumb, so I can't do finger typing. But anyway, talking about the screen, okay, so this phone, which is sort of budget range, has a Super AMOLED screen. That's fantastic. It's a Full HD Super AMOLED screen. It has an in-screen fingerprint sensor. I love the fact that all these new technologies are trickling down to the cheaper phones very, very quickly. Now it has a bit of a thicker bezel over here, which I think it's fine. Some people might consider it a bit backdated in terms of screen to body ratio, but I quite like it. Like I said in my review of the OnePlus 8T as well, I like having a bit of bezel. I like flat screens. I think practically it makes more sense. But I mean, yeah, the bottom part's a bit thick, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. Okay, I'm actually still setting up the phone and it has face recognition, I believe, for logging in. So it says it's asking me to enroll my face. So let's try that. So I just gotta keep it here steady. That's it. Oh, very quick. So now, like I said, it's got an in-screen fingerprint sensor. So we'll just need to add that. So this is a good test to see how snappy it is. Depending on the technology, sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. I have to say though, it's quite good. It's quite snappy. So let's get started. All right. Wow. Don't know if you heard that, but there's quite a bit of distortion in that, so the speakers might not be the best. But anyway, let's test the fingerprint sensor. Okay, so go. Not bad. One more time. Very good, cool. Now, let's test the screen one. I mean, the face detection. I don't know how we can do that. I'll turn it off. Alright, so I'm looking at the settings, and okay, there's one really good thing here. It says you have the option to toggle to unlock only when the eyes are open. Now, I believe that was an issue with, I think it was the Google phones, the Google Pixel phones. I think the Pixel 4, where you could actually put it over someone's face when their eyes were closed, so like when they were sleeping, and it would still unlock the phone. So it's good that you have that option. But anyway, it seems to be on. Let's try that again. Okay, so I thought there was an issue with the face scanning, because even at an angle like this, so it says you're supposed to swipe up and then it will scan your face, but even at an angle like this, it actually unlocked the phone, so I thought there was a problem, so I turned it the other way. And as you can see, so I'm going to turn it this way, and if I swipe up, it's not letting you unlock the phone. But if I face it towards me like this, okay, now one of the flavors of the month for phones are high refresh rate screens, and I don't think this has a high refresh rate screen. I think it's probably just 60 Hz, but I'm just checking the settings to make sure. Okay, so I just checked online, and yeah, it seems to only have a 60 Hz display, which is a bit of a bummer actually. I would have thought that they could have added in a 90 Hz, even a 90 Hz display would have been nice. I don't need 120. Well, it's got a Super AMOLED screen, so that's nice. So I think they probably had to choose between like an IPS LCD screen with a high refresh rate or a Super AMOLED screen. I mean, like the OnePlus 8T has an AMOLED screen with a high refresh rate, but that's like $900 or 900 Singapore dollars at least. So this is a lot cheaper. So I guess they had to, you know, make some compromises. Now, having said that, color-wise, it looks good. I don't see any major issues. It's an AMOLED screen, so you're definitely going to get good contrast ratio. So that looks okay. Audio-wise, let's see.
I Saw a Ghost Last Night by Lionel Casio.
Okay, it's better than I expected, or at least better than the notification ringtone sort of implied. It's actually not bad. It's got a bit of a hollow sound, I think. And yeah, when I turned it a bit loud, I heard a little bit of distortion under like the low-mid frequencies, but I guess that's okay. Okay, now I know the module is from Sony, but I can't remember which one exactly. But you've got a 64 megapixel main camera, you've got an 8 megapixel ultrawide, you've got a 2 megapixel macro lens that I don't think anybody ever uses, but it also has a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And for the selfie camera, which by the way, again, it's a punch hole selfie camera on the left hand side, which is good. I prefer it on the left and the center. This is a 32 megapixel selfie camera. But anyway, let's do a very quick test. All right, so main camera, all right, not bad. I mean, I've got lighting all over the place, so lighting wise, there isn't a problem. Obviously, we will need to do some low light photos to test it out. You also have an ultra wide, so let's see how the ultra wide is. So with the same angle, main and ultra wide, it's not bad, although I'm seeing quite a bit of that fisheye effect. So I'm going to zoom in. My drawers where I keep all my equipment, it doesn't look like that, so the warping is actually quite bad. Okay, anyway, let's try the selfie camera. Okay, so selfie camera wise, it looks okay. The skin tone seems a bit weird. It seems a bit too blue. Like my face isn't, like skin color wise doesn't look quite like that. But anyway, in terms of the camera, just like all my other phone reviews, I'll be taking pictures, you know, every now and then. I'll be posting them on our Instagram page. So do remember to follow our Instagram page as well as our Facebook page so you can see that before we do the full review. All right, so we didn't talk about the battery. So this has a 4500 milliamp battery. So this, with that 65 watt dart charge, is supposed to be able to charge it from 0 to 100 in like 34 minutes. That's crazy. Now, I am expecting like a day and a half or maybe even 2 days of everyday normal use, because it's got a really big battery, and at the same time, it's, like I said, it's got a 720 Qualcomm chip, which is not the most power hungry. So a big battery coupled with a low power chip, you should be good in terms of battery life. But again, we will do a full test and we will have the review up really soon. So do remember to subscribe to our channel so you know when that's up. Okay, but anyway, let's go to the Realme Watch S. Now, this is actually the second watch that they've made, all right? So the first one was the normal, they just call it the Realme Watch. This is the Realme Watch S. Now, one of the main differences was that the Realme Watch had a square face. This one has a round face. And for me personally, I kind of prefer the square face, like when we reviewed the Oppo Watch. But I mean, a lot of people like the round watch face as well, so I guess it's your preference. But anyway, let's open this up. Yeah, not as nice as the phone, but anyway. Okay. Oh, even though it's round, it's quite big actually, the clock face. So this is the watch. Okay, so this one that they give you is black. So it also comes in blue, orange, green, and of course this one is black. So I don't know whether you can choose the watch with that color or you get it in black and then you will probably have to pay for the other colors. I'm not sure about that. I'll try to get the info and let you guys know. It's a lot lighter than I expected actually. For me, I personally kind of prefer something a bit heavier, but I guess, yeah, if it's light, I'm not quite sure about water resistance and all that. I believe it has water resistance. However, Realme did say that they don't recommend this for swimming, but it does have an IP68 rating. Now, one bummer for me at least is that this is not using the Google Wear OS. All right, this is, I think, probably their own operating system, and to my knowledge, it doesn't have any assistant integration, Google Assistant or anything like that. But anyway, okay, it's asking me to scan a QR code, so let me try that. Okay, so it's just asking me to download an app. Not quite sure. Realme Store. Why is it asking me to go to the Realme Store? Okay, that's weird. So like, it's asking me to choose a country, and I only have the choice between India and Indonesia. So what do I do? Okay, so I just picked India because I only had two options, India or Indonesia. But after that, I can't really do anything else, and I'm stuck at the QR code. I can't get in. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, let's see what else is in the box. So you have, that's another thing. It wirelessly charges, although when you say wirelessly, it's just like that. So you stick it in like that and you charge it. You also get a user manual, which I think is going to be really important because I need to know how to get out of the QR code. Okay, so in the user manual, there is another QR code, which brings me to another app called the Realme Link. Okay, which actually is already in the phone, but it's asking me to update it. So let me update it first. Okay, so this one has more countries. Okay, so I've got the option for Realme Watch here. So if I press here, allow all the time. Oh wait, there's actually a option to scan something. So let me try and scan the phone again. There you go. Now it's connecting. So it's asking me, agree to phone binding request. Yes. Device pad, get started. Finally. I have to admit, Realme, that wasn't the most easiest way to pair the phone. Apparently, I can calibrate things like how many steps I want to achieve a day. So let's go with 10,000. That's the general one, I guess. And finally, all right, so it's set up here. And on the on the watch, okay, so we have this here, no messages. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, so let's look at the watch itself. I gotta say, it's very light. I'm not so sure that I like that, but at least it's got a really big watch face. A lot of the other smartwatches that are round, they tend to, be really small. You don't have much real estate, screen real estate, but here it seems to be fine. Okay, so I don't have information on what chip it uses. I do know that it's got like a 390 milliamp battery, but it's supposed to last you 15 days, which is fantastic. You've got your step tracker here. You've got weather, so that's nice. No record found for sleeping because I haven't slept with this yet. So you've got your heart rate monitor. It's also supposed to be able to measure your blood oxygen level, just like the iPhone, so that's cool. You've also got a menu here. So like I said, this is not Google Wear OS. I'm not quite sure what this is. It's probably Realme's own operating system, but it's fine. But I think that's about it for our unboxing. We'll do a full review and I'll release that as soon as possible. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that. But anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.